So I'm doing an experiment right now. I am in an inspired thought and I really don't want to record a video. I don't want to like set up and get into it. And I kind of just want to like talk. I want to just like free flow, like the things that are happening in my mind. And maybe this will turn into a video in the future. Maybe it'll just be something for me to look back on and utilize while I'm in another video. Like maybe it'll just come back around in my thoughts and I'll just be able to remember it better because I've anchored it now. I don't know, really, but it's an experiment, so we're figuring it out, and that's exactly the point. So I was just thinking about this show that I watched, and I think it was called A Million Little Pieces. And in the show, one of the main characters gets into a car accident and ends up being paralyzed from the waist down. And he, is having to like relearn everything in his life. And one of the things that he's now doing, and he's about to get a job, and he's like ready now to like reintegrate into society. And so he has this mentor as well, who's like, I think he was paralyzed also, and he's kind of like helping him through this process. And so he says to the guy, he's like, it doesn't have to be the perfect job. All it needs to do is give you something to be able to clock in and clock out and build confidence. And I have seriously carried that message with me throughout my entire life. Like I've applied it to so many different scenarios because we think that we need to have everything just right at the beginning, which is totally impossible. It's like actually an illusion to think that that's possible. And it's like we stop trying and we stop doing things. Yeah, just to finish off this recording, because I don't know, I got distracted, hit paused, and didn't come back to it. But it is really just such an illusion that we have to be good at things right away. And I think that this is based in, trauma, perfectionism. I think that like if you grow up in a household where people have really high standards and they impose those standards onto other people, and there is a hidden benefit to it, but the kind of like hidden what is the word? Yeah, like byproduct, like the hidden byproduct of being in a highly critical environment is that you tend not to try things if you're not sure that you're going to be good at them right away. And it's like this weird thing that happens. And I've talked to a few people and they say that they like resonate with that as well, who grew up in a similar environment. And it's like, if you don't have certainty that you are going to be good at it, or if you try it and then you're not like instantly fantastic at it and like excellent, then you don't proceed forward. Like you only do the things that you're good at because you know that you're going to be able to excel in them, because you can't do something and not excel at it. It's like this like weird thing. But something that I've been like working with and practicing is not being good at stuff right away, and that being okay. And not even just that, like I'm not even like, I think we confuse the two ideas of like, if I'm not good at this thing right away, it means that I'll never be good at it, or it means that like it's not something I should do. Like there's kind of this like flawed premise that just because you don't have instant success with something, that like it's not something that you're meant to be doing in your life, which isn't true. All it means is that you just don't know certain things yet, and you have to learn those certain things. And then once you learn those things, then you'll be able to receive success from it. And so it's just kind of funny that we don't let ourselves, like that we don't give ourselves the time to figure out those things that we don't know, to learn the stuff that we need to learn, because that's what I've really noticed, especially in my little experiment on YouTube with my human design. It's like two experiments, I guess. It's like a YouTube social media experiment, and it's also a human design experiment with like working with my design and implementing it in my life, and then, you know, making adjustments when I need to, seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work. And yeah, what I've noticed is that I'm learning a lot very quickly, you know? And like, that's, I think, also another fallacy, that we think it's going to take a really long time, because, you know, sometimes it does, but other times, if you take the pressure off and you're like, I'm just going to roll with this, I'm just going to figure it out as I go. And if it doesn't get a lot of views, I'm cool with that. But what happens each time is like, especially since I don't have any pressure on myself, I'm able to go, oh, now I can do this differently, where like now I know I need to take a photo of myself when I'm posting a video, so that I can have like a clear image of myself instead of like a wonky one of me like mid-sentence as I'm talking. Like, that's something that I learned. Now I don't have to go backwards and do that, because I've implemented a system to remember to take the photo, right? And so, and then even like doing a little thumbnail. Like, I think one of the biggest things that I've learned is like not to go too quickly. If I am trying to like do this like incredible thumbnail with like these like a collage and like all these different elements and like images and wording and like whatever, then it's like I'm going to be overwhelmed. I'm just not at that stage yet. I'm also not at the stage for editing beyond split and delete. That's where we are right now, okay? We split and we delete. That's it. And we splice, right? We could take two different videos and then you like put them, you select them and you put them into one video. That's also very easy. So I'm not doing any effects. I'm not doing any sound stuff. I'm not adding music, nothing, okay? I just don't know how to do it. And it's overwhelming to me. And if I tried to put myself in that category, like in that area where I am adding all of these features to my videos, I'm just going to feel bad about myself, first of all, right? Like, I'm just going to feel like I'm bad at this. And like, of course, there's merit to like figuring things.
He said that I blow his mind every time I'm activated. You just trying to catch your vibes, he gon' tell you lies. That's just how.
Dang, I wish I recorded the whole thing, because that's the best part of that song. And it was like surprising. But yeah, anyways, I decided to pause it and vibe. So what was I saying? Also, that was my alarm, by the way, in case you're like, what was that? That was actually confirmation from the universe saying that, like, don't move too quickly, right? Because then I'm also going to be comparing my videos to other people. Like, if I'm trying to, like, add a bunch of effects and different, like, elements to my editing, and it doesn't, like, work out really well, and then I look at someone else's video, I'm gonna be like, oh wow, like that's like so cool, and like I just like don't know how to do that yet. And then, oh, this is what I was saying. Yeah, there is merit for sure to like playing around with stuff, and like I've definitely done that on Canva, and I have also done that in editing before, and then just not posted it because it was like not really a real video. It was just kind of like a random thing, you know? And so like I definitely think that there's merit even to this, like editing audio clips, because eventually I am going to have a podcast with my mom, and at the beginning we're just going to do the audio clip, the audio file, and we're just going to put a photo to it and we're going to upload it on YouTube. Like, that is the most streamlined way that I can get started. And so that's just what's going to happen. And I'm not ready to do it yet, or she's not ready. I don't know. We're just like waiting for the moment where it happens. Because we're also working with our human designs, right? That's going to be an element. And we both don't operate in the way of like sitting down and focusing on, you know, a certain task for a period of time at a certain set like schedule. That just, it's not how we operate, which is very interesting because that's the way that the world is moving towards, right? We get the linear system. We've lived in it for a while, and certain people thrive in it, and that's great. And there are certain elements in that where I do thrive, like in a traditional school setting. I was just like really great at school, even though I approached it haphazardly. Like, I was not extremely studious in the way that, like, I wouldn't come home and like hit the books and focus on that. I just like, I guess I'm really intelligent and I really just understand things pretty well. And I think I have excellent critical thinking skills. So even though I wasn't doing kind of the work behind the scenes, like the structured stuff behind the scenes, I was able to like meet the structured ending and like find the result based on just my like pure critical thinking abilities. So but I liked the structure of school itself. Like, I liked having a class to go to. I liked having like specific homework for that. Like, I liked the organization of that. But like my own specific routine of like studying was like more haphazard, you know? But anyways, maybe this is an example where I'm going to play with different audio files, because her and I have recorded a lot of audio recordings based on our conversations, which is basically going to be our podcast. It's going to be us talking about different shit, different concepts in the world. Oh yeah, and that's what I was saying about the world is moving towards a more non-linear way of living, and we are going to have to understand how to work with this energy. Like, how do you tame the flow, right? While still allowing the flow to be what it needs to be and what it wants to be, right? So it's kind of what we're doing, and like really what I'm doing through my human design experiment is like taking structure and marrying it with flow. Structure meet flow. Flow meet structure. That's what we're doing here, because we let both of them exist in their, beauty, and one doesn't have to compromise the other. They can instead complement one another, right? I think that just makes perfect sense.